While we got episode 1 and 2 in the same premiere night, they really could have just put both of these episodes together, because episode 1 was just giving us cinematic views and vibes, and the meat and potatoes of what we really need to know at the start of the season was in episode 2. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane, coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Snowfall video. In this video, we're talking about episode 2 from season 5. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my Snowfall videos or any of my other amazing television breakdowns as well as character analysis. I am covering all of the hottest television series on every major network. I am covering All American, its new hit spinoff, All American Homecoming. For the ladies, we are covering Sisters over on BET. We are covering Bel Air, which is blowing up on Peacock. Power Book 4 Force over on Stars, which is crushing it in its first season after a phenomenal second season of Power Book 2 Ghost. You name it, I'm talking about it, and you should join me by subscribing. But let's get back into Snowfall. This episode is all about Reed and what he has going on and how he's going to be able to finagle himself back into the position that he was in last season. By the end of last season, Alton literally took a torch to the operation as well as Reed's reputation by outing him and everything that he had going on at the CIA, trying to put an end to Franklin being in this drug business and hopefully forcing their hand and making them stop and making Franklin need to run. Ultimately, Franklin decides not to do any of those things, and while Alton runs to Cuba with Franklin's mom and then meets his demise, thank you, Reed, Franklin stays back to continue to thrive, figure it out, traverse a few trails when it comes to the family deciding to want to go their own way and do their own thing and be their own bosses. But it looks like from episode 1 that Franklin's able to land on his feet. Now, after a little bit of time, we get to see that Reed does that as well. He is finagling in this episode. We saw him last episode go and like spy on Grady. In this episode, he's finishing compiling all of his information and goes to the head over at the CIA and lets him know exactly why Grady is a problem and is not going to be able to stay within that position. He's stealing millions of dollars. He's in a romantic relationship with one of Franklin's people. He's in a legit real estate relationship or partnership with Franklin. He has crossed every line that you could possibly cross when it comes to CIA versus asset, and Reed has found out about it. And of course, he wouldn't be Reed Thompson if he don't take things to the extreme. He is supposed to go in and help manage, and ultimately by the end of the episode, he winds up killing Grady after propositioning him to be able to just go ahead and walk away. But I think that Reed, just as well as we knew, we didn't even know Grady that long, knew that Grady was not going to take all that he had amassed and just walk away without any kind of issues. At the dinner table while they're talking after Reed broke into his house, I don't understand how Grady didn't get no type of red flags about this. Even though Reed set the gun down, even though he's sitting across from you very calm, you know the business that you're in, you know the industry that you're in, and this man broke into your house. You're literally moving about as if you said your piece and you told him, yeah, if they want me gone, they gonna have to think again. I know too many secrets. I know this, I know that. Y'all are all expendable, bro. You saw what happened to Reed, and he now has to scratch, claw, and kick to get back through this door. But other than that, he was discarded and shamed with the swiftness. What makes you think that you're any different? You ain't damn smarter, clearly. But Reed doesn't even have to do anything super violent or aggressive like we have seen him do in the past. The foreshadowing for this was when he started the scene off and he's like, oh, nice wine choice, or he makes some kind of comment about the wine bottle, and when Grady goes to drink wine later that night, he keels over. Reed walks back in and basically tells him what it is and what it ain't, and then from there he's able to go and tell Franklin what it is and what it ain't. He ain't honoring that cut and price. He's disappointed in Franklin for being a middleman. They have a little bit of nostalgic recollection, but basically Reed is resetting the table and also going back to, you know what, you could call me Teddy. Yo, this ain't gonna end well. When Franklin reached for that cigar, he probably should have went ahead and grabbed that gun and put him down. I wonder, do Franklin know that Reed killed his dad? Because I don't think that he knows yet. Aside from that, Reed also went to go visit Gustavo before he put a lot of this stuff in motion just to make sure that he would still be on his side. And it's very interesting to see how he felt like he needed to approach Gustavo in a friendly manner, but he decided to come to Franklin with a much much more matter of fact, this is what it's gonna be matter. But I guess that makes sense because Gustavo is actually Mexican and has stronger ties to the community that he's going in and out of. The war is shifting a lot, and when it comes to getting through the border and all of that, it's going to be a lot easier with the native. And I guess Gustavo is more of an asset than what Teddy thinks Franklin is. At the top of the episode, we get to see Avi, who is arms dealing now because that's what he do. He's going to definitely have an interesting season as well. I'm very surprised that Avi has lasted this long because he's so reckless, he's so out of control, he's so ridiculous. But I guess that's some of the same stuff that actually keeps you alive in the series. So we'll be seeing more of him in that regard for sure. Reed pays him a visit as well. It's almost like Reed does his little redemption tour and is basically getting the band back together. Now, aside from the Reed Thompson storyline and understanding what he's doing and how he's playing this, you get to see Franklin with Grady before his untimely demise. He takes him up in the airplane. We get to understand what their relationship is like. So then we have greater context when Franklin is talking about how great Grady is to Reed later on in the episode. You really get to see like, yeah, he actually is working well with him and it is no problems, it's smooth sailing until it ain't. So we get to see exactly how much of an interruption Reed Thompson is. Then we also get to see Franklin with V. She's planning out everything, so we're getting more character development on her as they look at these calendars that she has planned for the months in advance with different color coded things for different appointments and meetings and nonprofit and this and that. And maybe sis is as dope as she seems. My head is on a swivel when it comes to Franklin and any romantic relationships because our boy just don't have good luck. I really do feel like he's kind of cursed in love, and it's always something. He always has a conniving woman or a woman who, okay, so Melody wasn't conniving, but stuff just don't go right with our homie, man. Like, he just need to go ahead and kick it by himself for a little bit because relationships don't never seem to work out well with him. Him and V go to Louie and Unc and pitch the building that they are trying to acquire, talking about he needs $10 million for them to also invest as well. And I'm just like, bruh, do they got it? Well, Unc said that that's about almost that they got. So they got it. They just ain't got much more than it. And I don't know. I was looking at Mo.J's channel. Shout out to Mo. And he was doing a live about this. And he's like, I don't know if I would want them to give up that type of money. Like, we don't know who this girl is. Franklin's asking for all this with 8% return on X, Y, and Z, handing over this paper with the projections and yada, yada. All these is hood people. They don't know what all of that means. They don't know what's actually going on. And part of me was like, yeah, which is why they need to go ahead and invest. But then the other part is when the hammer comes down and when they start to rack up charges, they come in for all these assets. So like, is there a way that they can super secure that this would be something that they can't seize if any of them go to jail? Like, that would be the determining factor for me if they actually put the 10 million into this building. Franklin goes to visit Leon and pitches him on getting in on it as well, and he's just like, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it, I'm good. And I can respect Leon for that. One of the things I was seeing around the internet is why is Leon still living in the hood, and I think that Leon is still living in the hood because he wants to. As he mentioned in this episode, he has more than enough money, more than enough food, more than enough of whatever he would need, and he's still, he's still probably living with a lot of the guilt from the things that happened in last season. I love seeing the scenes with Leon and Wanda. Wanda winds up quitting her job because they're trying to exploit them and not pay them correctly, and she's trying to figure out something else to do. We also saw last episode that Wanda was staying at Franklin's mom's old house as she, gets herself together, keeps herself together. So now Wanda wants something, a job or something with the organization, and Leon is like, yeah, no, so she's gonna have to figure it out. I definitely want to see Wanda stay clean. I think that her story has been an amazing one to watch. She looks so good, and she's just documenting the true struggle of what it's like to be a fiend and to try to redeem yourself and recover your life and still go on to live a full and dope life. No pun intended. All right, y'all, that is my breakdown for episode 2 from season 5. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out when I post episode 3 right after the episode premieres every Wednesday on FX and then the next day on Hulu. Look out for my videos and make sure that you let me know in the comment section what you thought about the episode, what are your theories, predictions, and more. I will be replying back to all of your comments, and I will see you in the next video.